Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the podcast. This is Charles, and I got a story or two for you. You know what I mean? A story or two for you. So I woke up in the middle of the night. Woke up in the middle of the night, 3 something in the morning, and I start thinking about just just the day, and I was thinking about something that I did, and so anyways, I went to this I planned to go to this bike shop because I wanted to get my son has a bike. I wanted to get it it's not I didn't go this isn't a story about how much money I spent on a new bike. I had to get the tire fixed, okay? So anyways, I call the shop ahead of time, and I'm like, this is how the call goes. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I was curious. So I got a bike. It's a mountain bike. I want to know if I can come in and you guys would be able to, fix one of the wheels and the tire and inner tube and whatever. And would you guys be able to do that? And the guy goes, yeah, we can do that. But we got 15 orders in the pipeline, and we're not gonna be able to get it done right away. And I said, well, can I just drop it off? And they're like, yeah, bring it on by, drop it off, that's fine. But then afterwards, after I got off the phone, I was like, what am I, what am I doing? Why did I call them and ask that? That's almost like me calling Starbucks and saying, hey, yeah, I'm gonna be there in about 20 minutes. You guys selling coffee today? You guys selling? Anyways, I was thinking about it for a while. Like, why did I call him? Maybe I was just trying to figure out like when they close, if I would have enough time to get there and whatnot. But anyways, but then it started making me. So I was thinking about that, and oh, actually, no. Before I move on to the next story, let me share the second part. So I get to the bike shop, right? And I bring the bike in. There's one guy at the counter. He finishes up. It was like a guy and his wife, and they finish up. I walk to the counter. The guy behind the counter is obviously stressed out. He's obviously got a lot of orders, that he has to handle, and he's just like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing good." He's like, "All right, what can I do to help you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got a bike here, and it's right here, and I need to have you replace the wheel." And he goes, "The whole wheel? The whole wheel?" And I'm like, "Oh, no. Just the back, the back tire. The back, the rubber part." The tire. And then I started thinking in my mind, is that the right word? Tire? Do I say tire for a bike? And he's like, okay. And then he goes, what's the name brand of the bike? And I'm like, dude, you might as well ask me how far Pluto is from Earth. I mean, you might as well start speaking French to me, my guy. What's the name brand? And I'm like, and I'm sitting there, and my son's with me, and we're just looking at it like, oh well, you see, it's kind of got this thing. I'm seeing a couple letters here. Is this? Is that? And so, anyways, I think that at that point, the guy, I think his patience is probably like getting hammered. You know what I mean? It's getting trashed by like a bulldozer at this point. He ends up like walking around. He's like walking around the cabinet. I mean the counter or whatever. And some of the people come in. They ask him a question. Blah blah blah. He answers them, and we're just looking at the bike, like trying to figure out like what's the brand name on this thing, huh? And so finally, I look at it and I snap a picture of it, and I'm like, yeah, here it is. I'm showing him my phone. It's Kishi. He's like, yeah, I know what it is. So I was like, all right. So he's like, all right. So you want to get the back wheel, the back tire fixed? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you know what size it is? Oh, come on, come on. What do you think I would know the size of the tire? It just took me 2 hours to find the brand name. So I'm just like, no, I don't know. And I just kept looking at him. And then he goes, hey, Tom, pull off a 26-inch tire off the rack over there. And so, like, he knew the size already. So it's just like, man, what a day. But you know what? Bless that guy. Bless that guy. I know he was busy, and I didn't know what I was doing. But long story short on that, we got it done, and I feel like this episode is running way too long. But anyways, so this reminded me in the middle of the night. I'm thinking about this story, and then I'm thinking about two other stories came to mind. I lived in Vegas. I moved to Vegas in like 2000. Yeah, I think it was around 2000. I get a job in the tech industry. I get this call center job, and then I got this second job where I worked for this digital media company, and our whole thing was we would sell computers that had software that would play ads on screens. Okay. So that's what I did. So, I get this job, and, it's like one day, me and one of my coworkers, Dennis, cool guy. So he's like, hey, let's go to this little pub for lunch. And I'm like, all right. And so I'm like, cool. And I'm like, man, I'm just like so naive. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 21, 20 years old. Like, was I 21 yet? I think I was like 20. And so we get our meal, we order, and he's like, oh, let's just split it. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no worries. And so like the server comes, and she's like, oh, okay, you guys are splitting the bill. And we're like, he's like, yeah. And then she's like, okay. And she's looking at me, and she's waiting for me. And I'm just like seriously, I'm just like looking at her, like my eyes were kind of like wide. And my coworker, my buddy, he realizes, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. This guy doesn't know what and so he's like, Charles, he's like, hand her your card, and then she's going to take it back, and then she's going to ring up your card, and then you got to sign the receipt. And I was like, oh, yeah. No worries. And that's what I did. But anyways, just these are the types of interactions that, to me, in the moment when it's happening to you, they're embarrassing, but to me they're hilarious. So this brings me to the next story. So I moved to Vegas. I move in with my brothers, both my older brothers. My older brother's married. He's got a baby. We're all living in this apartment. And my older brother, one Saturday, he had to drop off his car, raggedy car. I don't remember what it was, like some type of, I don't know, like I don't even know. It was just like an old car from the 70s. And he had some work that he needed to get done. So he's like, hey, so I got to go drop off my car, and then we're going to pick it up. And can you go with me? Because, I go there, we drop off the car, you take me back home. I'm like, yeah, no worries. So we do this, and we head out there. We go to pick up the car. It's done. He goes to pay for it. Homie brings a single check, doesn't have his wallet. And that's how he's going to pay for the repair, and this is like 2001. So we didn't have like Zelle or Venmo or, oh, let me just tap my phone and pay. We didn't have any of that, 25 years ago. It's kind of crazy to say that was 25 years ago. So my brother goes, and he goes to write the check. He goes to write the amount, messes it up. He's using a pen. He goes to write the amount out in letters, messes it up. The actual dollar amount messes it up. And then he goes to like sign it. He like everything you could have done wrong in the check. Like he destroyed it. And he's just looking at the check like, and then he's just all frustrated. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And you don't have like, if you don't have your wallet, you don't have cash, what are you going to do? Come back another day and pay? And so I'm just kind of like sitting there like, all right. And then I'm like, look, man, I got checks in my car. I can pay for this. Just pay me back. And he's like, you got checks in your car? And I'm like, yeah. And so I go to my car, and like a big dummy, if I remember correctly, my checks were just, this is embarrassing. I mean, I don't know who's going to hear this. Probably nobody. But anyways, my checks were literally just sitting on the ground of the car, like under my seat. I'm like, oh yeah, here it is. Here's my checkbook. So I grab it. And so I walk in. So my brother's there, and he's just like overly looking over my shoulder as I fill out the check. And I'm like, I got this. And he's like, well, watch out there. And I'm like, yeah, the total. And watch out there. I'm like, yeah, my name, and I filled it out, and man, it was hilarious. This guy was panicking. But yeah, I mean, I didn't even, this didn't even tell the story, a 10% of what it was like in the moment. It was hilarious. But yeah, these are just the types of things that crack me up. You know what I mean? But I'm sitting here thinking about all this in the middle of the night. And so today, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. So I had to actually so tonight I had to head out into the world, into the wild. Sorry, I'm just checking the episode. I'm going to wrap this up in a couple minutes. I had to go out there. Man, I went to a Target 2 days before Christmas. I pulled into the parking lot and I was like, man, this ain't going to be good. This is not my, cuz I'm not really if I can be honest here, I really don't like crowds. Like I don't go to Costco anymore. I don't like big crowds. And like if I can just get away with not having to be there, then that's what I'll do. But today it's like, okay, I got to go into this Target and go buy some items for my wifey for Christmas. And I'm just sitting there thinking like, okay, what am I going to get? It's like the same thing you get every year. Like go to the makeup area, buy some eyeliner. And I'm looking at this like lipstick, like, is this the right color? Is this the right, so I get that. I'm like, what else should I get? Get a couple other things. But man, there were so many people out. It's ridiculous. And you start looking at the faces of people and nobody's smiling. Everyone's just thinking, I can't wait to get out of here. The only thing that I'm thinking about is when I'm walking out of here and starting up my car to get out of here. Like nobody's smiling. No one's talking. Everyone's just straight faced. And, but that's what Christmas is, ladies and gentlemen. That's what Christmas is now. I apologize. I didn't mean to get too loud there. I have some other things that I want to talk about, but I'm going to save that for another podcast, or should I say episode, whatever the terminology is. I hope you're doing well. Appreciate you listening. You have a good one. Hey, and you have a good Christmas and a good holiday and a happy New Year.